Most people think talking proves intelligence, but the truth is, what you don't say often reveals it more. Silence shows observation, strategy, and control. It's the quiet mind that understands everything before speaking. Silence is one of the most misunderstood indicators of intelligence. Many people assume that if someone is quiet, they are shy, passive, or uninformed, but the reality is often the exact opposite. Silence in intelligent individuals is rarely accidental. It is a deliberate choice, a conscious strategy to observe, understand, and navigate their environment before engaging. It is an active process, not a passive one. The quiet observer is constantly taking in information, evaluating subtle cues, and mentally mapping the dynamics around them long before they ever feel the need to speak. This is the first way silence reveals intelligence. It demonstrates the ability to prioritize understanding over reaction. When people speak impulsively, they reveal not only their thoughts but also their emotional states. They commit to positions before fully understanding the context, often giving away power through premature words. In contrast, someone who exercises silence holds back from immediate reaction, allowing them to process the situation with clarity. This gives them a significant advantage because they are not just responding, they are responding with intention. They understand that words carry weight, and unnecessary words dilute that weight. The more selective and strategic the speech, the greater its impact. Silence also allows intelligent individuals to recognize patterns that others miss. Most people focus on the surface level of interactions, what was said, who said it, and how it made them feel. Those who stay silent notice the subtler elements: tone, body language, timing, and consistency between words and actions. These are the details that reveal true intent and character. By observing quietly, they can detect contradictions, anticipate behaviors, and understand motivations in ways that noisy participants cannot. Silence becomes a tool for insight, allowing them to see the bigger picture without interference from their own or others' immediate reactions. Another way silence reveals intelligence is through self-regulation. Intelligent people understand that emotions can cloud judgment. When provoked or pressured, the instinct to react is strong, but reacting impulsively often leads to mistakes, misunderstandings, or unnecessary conflict. By choosing silence, the intelligent person exercises self-discipline. They manage their internal state and refuse to surrender to the chaos of the moment. This self-control is a hallmark of cognitive and emotional intelligence because it demonstrates an understanding of cause and effect, long-term consequences, and the value of measured responses. Silence also functions as a filter in social interactions. People naturally reveal more when faced with a quiet observer. They try to fill the empty space, over-explain, or unconsciously expose their own motives. This allows the silent individual to gather information that would otherwise remain hidden. In this way, silence amplifies understanding without confrontation. The intelligent person does not need to interrogate, demand, or probe aggressively. They simply observe, and the truth presents itself through the actions and words of others. This indirect method of gaining insight requires patience, restraint, and a deep understanding of human behavior. Furthermore, silence communicates confidence and composure. People often equate loudness with competence, but in reality, those who are constantly speaking can appear uncertain or insecure. Intelligent individuals know that their value does not depend on constant validation or verbal assertion. By remaining silent, they convey a sense of stability and self-assurance. Others pick up on this nonverbal signal and are more likely to take their eventual words seriously. Silence gives them authority without overtly claiming it, and it creates an aura of credibility and competence that is difficult to challenge. Intelligent silence also enhances listening skills. True listening is active and engaged. It requires focus, attention, and the ability to interpret subtle cues. By choosing to remain quiet, the intelligent person dedicates more energy to understanding others rather than performing for them. They notice what is said and unsaid, what is emphasized and unsaid, what is emphasized and what is avoided. They hear tone, pace, hesitation, and emphasis, all of which provide a richer understanding of the conversation than words alone. This level of listening fosters deeper comprehension, more accurate assessments, and more effective decision-making. Silence also allows for reflection and mental processing. Intelligent individuals do not rush to conclusions. They consider multiple perspectives, weigh potential outcomes, and plan their responses strategically. In contrast, many people react immediately, often driven by emotion or habit, and later regret their words or actions. By using silence as a thinking tool, intelligent individuals make decisions with foresight. They are able to integrate logic, intuition, and emotional understanding into their responses, resulting in more effective communication and problem solving. In professional, social, and personal context, silence becomes a subtle but powerful form of influence. When others do not know what the silent individual is thinking, they often fill the gap with assumptions. This can lead to overestimating the person's knowledge, underestimating their emotions, or projecting intentions that may not exist. Intelligent people understand this and use it to their advantage, not to manipulate, but to maintain control over how they are perceived. Silence shapes perception without aggression, intimidation, or domination. Silence also fosters independence of thought. Intelligent individuals are less concerned with immediate approval or agreement from others. They understand that their ideas, perspectives, and choices do not require validation to be valid. By remaining quiet, they avoid the trap of groupthink, social pressure, or emotional contagion. They maintain clarity and autonomy, allowing them to respond based on principle and reasoning rather than impulse or expectation. This intellectual independence is both a product of and a contributor to intelligence. Additionally, silence reveals an understanding of timing. Speaking at the right moment can maximize impact. Speaking at the wrong moment can dilute influence or create conflict. Intelligent individuals wait for the moment when their words will carry the most weight. They understand that timing, context, and audience are as important as content. Silence, therefore, is not avoidance, it is strategic positioning. It allows them to deliver insight, guidance, or criticism when it will be most effective, enhancing the perceived value of their input. Finally, silence nurtures curiosity and continuous learning. By listening more and speaking less, intelligent individuals expose themselves to a wider range of perspectives, ideas, and experiences. They absorb knowledge from those around them, often noticing subtle patterns that others overlook. This ongoing observation informs their understanding of human behavior, decision-making, and social dynamics. Over time, the disciplined use of silence compounds into wisdom, foresight, and enhanced cognitive ability, making it a central pillar of intelligence and personal mastery. People who use silence as a tool of intelligence also understand the power of reflection. While others react immediately, the silent person allows time for thought, analysis, and internal processing. This reflection transforms raw information into insight. Every conversation, observation, or interaction becomes data to be evaluated, patterns to be recognized, and strategies to be considered. Unlike those who speak first and think later, intelligent individuals let the world reveal itself before they respond. This approach minimizes mistakes, maximizes clarity, and enhances decision-making because every action is grounded in understanding rather than impulse. Silence also reveals emotional intelligence in a subtle but profound way. Intelligent individuals recognize that words can escalate tension, trigger defensiveness, or reveal vulnerabilities. By choosing not to speak hastily, they prevent unnecessary conflict and preserve relationships. They can observe emotions without being consumed by them, assess motivations without judgment, and respond when it is most constructive. This ability to regulate emotional engagement demonstrates maturity, insight, and a strategic understanding of human behavior. Silence, in this sense, becomes a mirror that reflects not only what others are doing, but also how the intelligent individual manages themselves in response. Another dimension is influence without imposition. When someone remains silent, they create space for others to reveal their true intentions, beliefs, and priorities. People unconsciously adjust their behavior when they notice a quiet observer, often over-explaining or unintentionally exposing inconsistencies. This provides the silent person with leverage to understand situations more deeply and act more strategically. Unlike persuasion through argument or assertion, influence through silence is subtle and often more effective, because it allows the observed person to reveal themselves voluntarily. This method requires patience, restraint, and an understanding of human psychology. Silence also fosters credibility. In a world where constant talking is often equated with competence, speaking sparingly can enhance perceived authority. Intelligent individuals know that excessive words can dilute impact, while carefully chosen words carry weight. Each statement becomes meaningful because it is not lost in noise. Observers subconsciously assign more value to those who speak less but thoughtfully. Silence becomes a form of quiet power, signaling control, self-confidence, and careful deliberation without overt assertion. Additionally, silence protects intellectual autonomy. Many people unconsciously shape their thoughts and behavior to match social expectations or peer pressure. The silent individual resists this, observing without conforming and listening without performing. They develop their own understanding independently, free from the bias of needing immediate validation or approval. This independence allows them to think critically, analyze deeply, and act decisively. Silence becomes both a shield against external influence and a lens for deeper insight. In strategic situations, silence creates leverage in negotiations, discussions, or conflicts. When others speak excessively, they often reveal concessions, priorities, and weaknesses. By remaining silent, the intelligent individual gains the upper hand, not through aggression, but through patience. They listen, analyze, and allow others to reveal what they would otherwise conceal. The information gathered in silence allows for more calculated, impactful responses that are grounded in observation and understanding, rather than guesswork. Silence also communicates self-assurance. Those who speak less do not feel the need to assert dominance or seek constant approval. Their quiet presence suggests composure, stability, and control. Others notice this, often attributing greater competence, intelligence, and credibility to the silent individual. In social, professional, and personal contexts, this nonverbal communication can shape perception more effectively than any speech because it signals internal mastery without performing for others. Moreover, silence enables long-term thinking. Intelligent individuals are aware of consequences that may not be immediately visible. By refraining from reactive speech, they preserve options, prevent misunderstandings, and maintain clarity. Silence provides space to plan, consider multiple scenarios, and anticipate outcomes. This calculated patience ensures that their eventual interventions are precise, effective, and strategically timed. Impulse is replaced by foresight, chaos by structure, and reaction by intention. Silence also fosters adaptability. By observing without immediate verbal interference, intelligent people can assess shifting dynamics and adjust their behavior accordingly. They are not committed to a fixed narrative or reaction. Instead, they can calibrate their approach based on evolving patterns, responses, and insights. This flexibility is a hallmark of high intelligence, allowing them to navigate complex social and professional environments with minimal friction. Finally, silence cultivates deep insight into human nature. By listening more and speaking less, intelligent individuals gather nuanced understanding of motivations, desires, fears, and patterns. Over time, they develop an intuitive sense of behavior, spotting deception, manipulation, or opportunity long before others. Silence provides the observational advantage necessary to translate raw experience into actionable knowledge, making it not just a tool for communication, but a foundational element of strategic thinking. Emotional intelligence and personal mastery